There's a shift happening at Ibrox, and for the first time in a while, Rangers fans are feeling something they haven't felt in weeks: hope. With the arrival of Danny Röhl as the new manager, the winds of change seem to be blowing in the right direction. But it's not just about a new face on the sidelines. Behind the scenes, the structure of the club is already moving, and Andrew Kavanagh is right in the thick of it. His recent decisions are setting the stage for what could be a transformative window ahead, and it looks like Danny might finally have the backing to reshape this squad in his own image. Now, this all comes at a time when things have been far from smooth at Rangers. The start to the season? Let's be honest, it's been tough to watch. 1 win in 8 league games is a brutal stat for any side, let alone a club of Rangers' stature. The criticism has been pouring in from all angles, and the atmosphere around Ibrox has been tense, to say the least. But in the middle of that storm, Patrick Stewart, the man at the top, is standing firm. Despite calls for his resignation, protests from frustrated supporters, and mounting pressure over the failed pursuit of Russell Martin, Stewart's message is clear: he's not going anywhere. Speaking at the press conference where Danny Röhl was officially introduced, Stewart looked the criticism in the eye and refused to blink. "No, I've never considered quitting," he said. "I'm determined to work incredibly hard, together with everyone else at the club, to take Rangers back to where it belongs." Those are strong words, and ones that many fans will no doubt scrutinize. But whether people agree with him or not, Stewart is showing defiance. He's absorbing the criticism, acknowledging the pain in the stands, and at least publicly, committing to work harder. "We've got to earn that trust," he said, admitting that the disappointment fans feel is mirrored behind closed doors. "As chief executive, yes, that's me. I am a lightning rod for those frustrations. But my role is also to lead. And leadership, right now, means showing up, facing the noise, and doing everything to turn this around." That kind of stance might not silence critics overnight, but it does show there's still fight left in the boardroom. Still, it's actions, not words, that will matter most moving forward. And that's where Andrew Kavanagh enters the picture in a big way. Kavanagh, who's been helping shape the new sporting strategy at Ibrox, has been crystal clear: if Rangers need more firepower in January, they'll get it. The club spent heavily over the summer, but also brought in serious cash from outgoing transfers like Hamza Igamane and Seko Dessa. Yet with the team struggling to deliver on the pitch, there's a growing consensus that the squad, as it stands, isn't cutting it. And to his credit, Kavanagh isn't pretending otherwise. "We didn't believe the squad was complete coming out of the summer window," he admitted in an interview with Sky Sports. "We've always known we probably need more experience and steel. If we need to do something in January, we can put more money into the club." That's a bold promise, and one that might give Röhl the kind of support his predecessors lacked. But again, it's all about whether those words translate into tangible, on-field improvement. Kavanagh knows full well the weight of expectation that comes with his role, and with that of fellow decision-makers like Parag Maratha. The pressure is on, and even he conceded that owning a club like Rangers has been tougher than anticipated. "We weren't under any illusion that this was going to be easy," he said. "If it was easy, everyone would do it, and everyone would succeed. But we didn't expect to be where we are today. That just increases our determination to turn this around." That level of transparency is refreshing, and it shows a leadership group that isn't shying away from reality. They know where the club is falling short, and they're opening the door to more investment to fix it. But as every Rangers fan knows, talk of fresh signings and structural overhauls has to lead somewhere. The board can promise reinforcements, but if results don't pick up, all of that will ring hollow. And it's not just on the pitch where decisions are being scrutinized. Off the field, eyebrows were raised when Kevin Thelwell addressed the appointment of his son, Robbie, to a key role in the recruitment team. Now, let's be honest, when a sporting director brings in his own son, especially during a turbulent time for the club, it's going to stir up conversation. And it has. But Thelwell tackled the issue head-on during Röhl's unveiling. He made it clear that the hiring process was led by technical director Dan Purdy, not him. In fact, he revealed that Purdy had tried to bring Robbie to Everton back in the day, but Thelwell himself blocked it, saying his son wasn't ready. This time around, though, the situation was different. Purdy pushed again, and Thelwell admitted it was difficult to say no. He insists that Robbie's qualifications speak for themselves: stints at Aston Villa, Norwich City, and serious interest from two Premier League clubs before landing at Ibrox. According to Thelwell, the board was fully informed, the process was transparent, and Robbie probably went through more scrutiny than anyone else being hired. I think it's always uncomfortable to hear criticism when family is involved, he said. But we want the best talent at Rangers. Robbie doesn't need my help in football. He's earned his place. Of course, some supporters will still see it as nepotism, no matter how rigorous the process. And that's fair. Football is a results business, and optics matter. But Thelwell's response shows a desire to build trust, not just with performances on the pitch, but with transparency off it. If Robbie proves to be the right man for the job, this controversy might fade quickly. If not, it's only going to add to the noise. The pressure is enormous. The expectations are sky high. And the margin for error? Practically zero. But there's a new manager at the helm, a board that seems willing to back him, and a sporting structure that's slowly starting to take shape. The coming weeks are going to tell us a lot about where Rangers are really headed, and whether this latest reboot is finally the one that sticks. Now, with all eyes firmly on Danny Röhl, the real work begins, not just in training sessions or tactical meetings, but in changing the mentality of a squad that looks short on belief. The early signs of his leadership have been encouraging. Röhl brings a fresh voice, a different approach, and crucially, a clean slate for players who may have felt frozen out or adrift in recent months. But even the most forward-thinking coach needs the tools to work with. And right now, it's clear that parts of this Rangers squad are crying out for reinforcement, especially if the club has any serious ambitions this season. Danny knows he's not here to simply stabilize the ship. The expectation is always to win, not next year, not in a rebuild phase, but now. That's the weight that comes with managing Rangers. And from what we've seen so far, he's not shying away from that challenge. But he also understands that you can't just demand instant results without building the right environment behind the scenes. It's a balance of long-term vision with short-term urgency. That's what makes this January window so important. Kavanagh's public backing adds another layer of intrigue. Here, promising further investment is one thing, but identifying the right targets and getting them over the line in time is another. And this is where the newly structured recruitment team will be put to the test. With Dan Purdy now taking on a more prominent role and Robbie Thelwell in place, there's real pressure to make smart, impactful signings. Players who won't just fill out the squad, but raise its overall level. That's been a major criticism in recent windows. For all the money spent and names brought in, Rangers have lacked consistency in their recruitment. Too often, signings haven't delivered on the pitch, and that's left managers scrambling to find solutions with limited options. That cycle needs to break. Röhl will want players that suit his system, fit his intensity, and have the character to thrive in Glasgow. No more half measures. Every addition has to count. There's also the question of leadership within the squad itself. Rangers have struggled to find players who consistently set the standard, not just technically, but mentally. Kavanagh hinted at this when he mentioned the need for more experience and steel. That doesn't just mean older players. It means guys who know how to weather pressure, manage big matches, and lift the group when things start to wobble. That kind of presence is priceless in a team trying to rediscover its edge. At the same time, there's an opportunity here for some of the current squad members to step up. New managers often bring new life to players who may have been on the fringes, and Röhl's arrival should serve as a wake-up call across the dressing room. Everyone's fighting for their place now. Past performances might carry less weight, and that can be a powerful motivator. But again, quality matters, and there's only so much you can do with a squad that lacks depth in key areas. Looking at the broader picture, the board's decision to back Röhl, despite the pressure from supporters, signals a shift in how Rangers are trying to operate. In the past, fan unrest has often led to rash decisions, quick changes in management, reactive signings, and short-term thinking. This time, the tone feels different. Whether that translates into results is the big question, but the strategy appears more structured. There's a sense that they're building something, rather than just plugging holes. Still, no amount of planning can fully quiet the noise if the performances don't improve. Ibrox demands more intensity, more creativity, more consistency, and above all, more wins. One league victory in 8 is not just a poor start. It's a crisis in any other season. That's the whole Röhl is being asked to dig this team out of. And it's not just about tactics or formations. It's about mindset. Can he make these players believe again? Can he give the fans a team they actually enjoy watching? That's the test. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the club continues to walk a tightrope between evolution and expectation. The appointment of Robbie Thelwell, no matter how qualified he is, will continue to stir debate. The optics are tough, even if the intention was sound. Kevin Thelwell's explanation was honest, maybe even necessary, but ultimately it's going to come down to what happens next. If Robbie helps deliver a successful window in January, builds smart scouting processes, and brings in quality, the noise will fade. If not, the skepticism will only grow louder. And that's the harsh reality of football at this level. Every move is under the microscope, and every decision, especially when results aren't coming, is judged in real time. This isn't a club where people get the benefit of the doubt for long. That includes the board, the recruitment team, and even the new manager. But there's also an opportunity here, a chance to reset the narrative, to show that Rangers can be proactive, progressive, and still honor the club's identity. That starts with clarity, knowing what kind of football the team wants to play, what kind of players they want to sign, and what kind of culture they're trying to build. Roll, with his background and ideas, could be the man to bring that clarity. But he needs support from the board, from the recruitment team, and eventually from the fans. Support doesn't mean blind loyalty. It means giving him the space to implement his vision while holding him accountable for the results. That's the balance the club has to strike right now. As for the fans, frustration is still the dominant emotion, and that's completely understandable. This isn't where Rangers should be. The performances haven't matched the badge, and the anger in the stands reflects that disconnect. But change is happening. Slowly, yes. Imperfectly, for sure. But the pieces are starting to shift, and for the first time in months, there's at least a direction. Whether that turns into momentum depends on what happens in the next few weeks. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. The Scottish football scene is buzzing with whispers tonight as Kevin NISBET, the sharpshooting striker who had become a familiar figure at Aberdeen, is reportedly set to make a shock switch to Rangers. Insiders suggest that negotiations have moved swiftly behind the scenes, with the deal reportedly done and dusted, leaving fans of both clubs stunned. NISBET, known for his predatory instincts in front of goal and tireless work rate, has been at Pittodrie for a handful of seasons, carving out a reputation as one of the Premiership's most reliable forwards. But it seems the lure of Ibrox has proved too strong to resist, with the 9 shirt at Rangers said to be his new home. Sources hint that manager Michael Beale is eager to bolster his attacking options, and NISBET fits the bill perfectly. A striker who can lead the line, press relentlessly, and, crucially, put the ball in the net. While Aberdeen supporters are coming to terms with the potential loss, the rumor mill is already running wild over what this could mean for the Premiership race. Rangers have long been on the lookout for a proven goalscorer to complement their existing forward line, and NISBET's knack for turning half chances into full-blown celebrations makes him an intriguing prospect. There are murmurs that the deal could be announced formally within days, and fans at Ibrox are already speculating about the impact he might have on the squad. Some critics, however, question whether NISBET's game will adapt to the heightened expectations at Rangers. Yet, if the whispers hold any truth, the striker seems confident in taking on the challenge, leaving Pittodrie behind for a shot at glory in Glasgow. Football circles are already buzzing with debate. Is this the coup of the summer, or a gamble that might backfire? One thing's for certain. If this move goes through, it will shake up the Scottish Premiership and set tongues wagging for weeks to come. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.